Hi everyone, today I'm talking about politics, and that fucking sucks, and I hate it. You probably agree, and not just because you think my opinions are bad. Talking about politics in general is just the absolute worst. No one actually likes it, especially in real life. That's why most people almost exclusively talk about politics online. Politics are messy and confusing and decisive. Everyone has a different opinion, and talking about it in real life without access to references, sources, and the ability to just disappear when you feel like it is kind of not very fun. However, talking about politics in real life is extremely important, and that sucks because it's also the worst. Let's talk about why that is. The difference between online and offline political conversation. Talking to people offline and online is completely different. It's impossible to argue that. In real life, we act differently. We're more polite and shy and understanding. Online, people are almost always more confident, which is a good thing, but confidence also makes people more rude, less understanding, stubborn, and antagonistic. I often fall into this trap myself. Most political conversations online don't go anywhere. You see someone's statement, you reply, they reply back, and as you both reply and increase in your stubbornness, the conversation devolves into rude and childish insults. It happens to everyone. It isn't just a characteristic of one side, everyone does it. The anonymity that the internet provides gives people the ability to be as extreme, grandiose, or rude as they want. This directly contradicts how people act when they discuss politics in real life. Whilst yes, there are plenty of examples of people getting in heated insult battles during an in-person political debate, in general we take into account societal norms when we are talking directly to people in person. We treat people with more respect when they're in front of you. That's why talking about politics in person is so much better. We don't get as heated or snarky or rude because, well, if you do, you're going to be looked down upon. Part 2. What does real-life political discourse provide us? Being in an environment where you are being forced to treat everyone around you with respect, it makes it a lot easier for everyone to actually present their points and to explain what they mean. Let's bring up a situation most people are familiar with. You and your relative, it's irrelevant what kind of relative they are, let's just say it's your cousin, are sitting at the dinner table trying to stir up conversation. And because your relative is the worst, they bring up some political thing and say something that is vaguely racist / homophobic / morally bad. It doesn't really matter what genre of bad thing they said. All that matters is that they said something morally wrong, which is a fairly common situation. Everyone has that relative who is some kind of phobic. Obviously, because they are your family, you can't just call them an ignorant incel who's been manipulated by right-wing grifters. And same goes for them. They can't say you're an SJW who's been brainwashed by college culture because that would ruin the very important holiday that is Thanksgiving. Instead, you are being forced by societal norms to treat each other with respect. You can't just dismiss them or block them like you would do online. They're in front of you and you kind of have to address it. You and this relative have to have a dialogue about it. And that is what is important, having a dialogue. And I don't endorse giving phobic statements respect or the time of day. You can discuss things without saying that both sides are equal. It isn't difficult to explain why racist or homophobic beliefs are objectively wrong without saying that both sides of a discussion or a debate are on the same ground. When you're talking to a racist or homophobic person in real life, you aren't actually platforming them because you aren't a person with an audience. It's not the same as debating a racist on your TV show or your YouTube channel or even your small Twitter account. I would never endorse platforming bigoted ideas. I think that is absolutely repulsive, but when you are engaging in discourse in real life, there are usually not cameras or an audience nearby, and that's a good thing because it's important that we address bigotry in person and shut it down, and we use facts and logic. And unfortunately for racists and bigots, the facts don't back up racism or bigotry. However, it is important to talk about politics not just with bigots, but with your friends and your family and the average not bigoted person around you, which totally sucks. No one actually likes talking about politics with others. It's difficult and it's touchy and it's annoying. However, sharing your ideas and hearing the ideas and perspectives of others in your life and community is very important. Avoiding outside thoughts is a very dangerous thing, so expressing your ideas and beliefs and sharing your political figures that you enjoy and look up to and support is a great thing, not just for liberals, conservatives too. Talking to your family about who you like and why, and the ideas you support and why, and hearing what your family thinks and supports is a great thing. Sharing and expressing your perspective is a great way to get others to understand where you are coming from. For instance, I support socialism. I think we need more socialist policies implemented into the United States. Side tangent, we have a lot of socialist policies in the US, we just don't call them socialist, so conservatives don't get a bunch of steam to shoot out of their ears. End of side tangent. Discussing my ideas with others is great because I get to show my friends and family my perspective, but also because I get to hear what they think, and I get to build that to my catalog of ideas, and I get to hear what people think about my ideas, whether it be you are being reaffirmed because your ideas are good, or you're being shut down and being given a reality check. Sticking yourself into online echo chambers can be very dangerous. Don't do that. Please avoid that at all costs. Call your mom and talk to her if you have to. Just stop exclusively reading Ben Shapiro tweets. It's not healthy. Part 3. Exit the echo chamber. Many people on the right have this awful echo chamber effect that is created within their fan bases. This has a lot to do with how YouTube promotes and recommends videos based on your watch history, but it also has to do specifically with how right-wing speakers interact. They all know each other and share ideas and promote each other, inviting each other onto each other's shows and interacting with each other on Twitter, while also ignoring anyone who isn't a far-right grifter, except for when they quote-tweet political figures their fans would never listen to, like AOC. You'll be hard-pressed to see any of them responding to ContraPoints, or Steven Crowder responding to H-Bomber Guy's climate change video. They know that if they respond to this content, their fans will watch the videos and will probably realize how full of steam most far-right influencers are. So they will instead pretend like they don't exist and let their fans wallow in this pretty little echo chamber that they've set up for them. It's important to talk to people who are trapped in these echo chambers and to change their ideas. I, for one, was definitely stuck in these echo chambers when I was a teen in high school. If it wasn't for my realization that other dudes are kinda hot, I would probably still be one of those cringy free speech warriors getting mad when my favorite grifter gets called out on their BS. I wish I had someone in my life at that time who could challenge my beliefs because, well, most people stuck in far-right echo chambers aren't going to have the same homosexual awakening to put them out like I did. Most people are just going to continue watching Shapiro and Crowder and whoever else day after day as their ideas become more radical, bigoted, and dangerous. It is our responsibility to help these people out by talking to them about politics and discrediting their viewpoints, and pulling them out of that echo chamber by recommending other voices. I don't care if you have to sneak onto their computer while they're peeing to quickly subscribe them to all your favorite channels, but getting them to listen to other viewpoints is going to help them more than anything. And maybe you're watching this video and you're kind of realizing, well, crap, I'm kind of in an echo chamber, and I'm only following right-wing folks. Let this be a wake-up call. Go out there and watch and read content from the other side. You may not agree with it, and that's fine, but hearing what the other side is saying and hearing perspectives outside of your usual speakers is greatly important when you are taking in and processing politics. Part 4. What the fuck is my point? I know this video was kind of rambly and didn't follow any structure or theme, and my ideas are kind of all over the place, but unlike Shapiro, at least I'm self-aware about it. The point of this video is to encourage you to talk about politics more with the people around you. It's vital to our society that we are actually talking about this stuff in public, like humans, and not like mindless jackasses like we do online. The effects of just talking to people about politics can be massively influential. Even if you both agree on every topic, it's good to just see what the people around you think. Personally, I live with a bunch of people, and they all vary wildly between their politics. Some people don't care about politics at all, which isn't good. Some of the people I live with are liberals, but not socialists like I am. And one person I live with legitimately watched Ben Shapiro and people like that and laughs at our poll stuff, so great. Expressing my ideas and sharing the stuff I like and support I think is important, and it's important that I hear what they have to say. So just get out there and start talking with anyone, please. Maybe, just maybe, you can stop the next extremist. See you next time.